Let's see. Aha. Yes, we are live. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. And you will see I have Kevin here, the healing medium, with me, and we are collabing again this Wednesday. I was just saying to him backstage that I'm feeling a bit sleepy and a bit tired because I've done so many collabs, and all of you guys live in America or you're in Australia. And I'm up to these ridiculous hours, and I'm just like, I need more sleep.
Yeah, I wondered that about you. I was like, he must be a night owl, but it's catching up on you too.
I am a night owl in general, yeah, but it's almost like I've got a sense of kind of jet lag now. Yeah, because it's so often. So I need to kind of find a way to balance out my body clock. So thank you to everyone who has joined us so far. So today's show, we're going to kind of, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of bookend the show with a little bit of politics, because we all know, everyone who watches this channel and many who watch the other channels, we're very much into the politics, and so much is going on right now. Also, as well, at some point in a not too distant future, because there's not that long to go, I'm going to start doing some kind of midterm specials and stuff and talking about the astrology, which I've already spoken about, but in more detail. So, and also as well, we'll be taking your questions as well. So if you've got any questions for us, please put them in the chat. There's quite a few of you here already, and I'll kind of click on your names. But if you wouldn't mind just saying, Kevin, what you've been up to since we last... What's been happening for you?
Lots of readings. I do a lot of one-on-ones, and I released a few more dates actually for 2022, which was exciting. I have a couple of people that help me with all of my bookings and managing all of that. So they found a few more spots, and I'm one of those people that I have to be 100% in order to do a reading, so I don't overextend it. And so hearing you talking about like just recognizing that you're getting a bit tired, it's like, it's what we do when we recognize that before we, get exhausted. So I've been busy and doing lots of collabs. October is going to be a busy month for me on my own channel and doing a lot of collabs. And it's interesting. Some people have reached out for me to do explore a bit more of the politics, because I'm so, and it's interesting because I come into it really with a limited background of the information, and I don't follow it. So the kind of information or the hits that I get just is streaming through source, and in that, it's kind of exciting. So why not?
Sometimes those are the best, and that's why I really do love, and what I always do on my Saturday show, we just do cold reads. I mean, I prepare the questions, but the ladies collab, they've got no idea, and it's like a purer, because the ideal is to have no skin in the game when it comes to this stuff, folks. When we're reading tarot or charts or anything, it's best to be neutral, and then that message can just come through. So sometimes actually not knowing that much about the ins and outs of the politics, or not being too invested, and that certainly helped me a lot, because of course I'm in the UK from almost like the outside looking in when it comes to US politics. I get very passionate about the UK politics, especially with the absolute douchebaggery that is going on right now.
Well said.
Honestly, we've got in Liz Truss, she is a cloth-eared turd. That's what she is. Cloth-eared turd. And we are in a very, very precarious situation now in the UK. So, but I will leave it there, because this isn't about USA. Sorry, not about UK politics. So we're going to start with a political one. We'll bookend, and I've not paid too much attention to this guy, because he's so revolting that it's almost not worth looking at. These people like in politics, I don't even refer to, I'm going to stop referring to them as politicians. Really, I'm calling them saboteurs now, because that's really what they are. But anyway, so if we look here, what have I got here in my little book? What did I put in my notes? So he's called Herschel Walker. Yep, Herschel Walker. Now, forgive me, folks, I forget the exact position that he's running for in Georgia. Yeah, don't write to complain. Yeah, but it's for a prominent thing in Georgia. I'm not sure if it's governor, because I know Stacey Abrams is up for something. So forgive me, I forget the detail, but it's significant. He's running for something in Georgia now. For those that may not be familiar, Georgia has been setting the political landscape, as it were, in America for a little while. Anyway, he is the Republican candidate, and he is very much anti-choice for women on all fronts. Yeah, no exceptions for, rape, incest, or death of the mother, or nothing like that. And it has emerged that this man, whilst having affairs, it seems, according to his son, because his son has just come out and absolutely trashed him, he paid for an abortion for one of his girlfriends. Wow. Now, he's denying this, saying, oh, it's all made up lies. Well, it's all made up lies, because he's like Southern. He's all made up lies by the Democrats. However, there is a card.
Linda G gave a donation. Sorry.
Oh,
Linda G's in the house. Yeah.
Oh,
so
Linda
kind.
G's in the house. Hello, honey. And thank you so much for your donation. So this guy, he says, oh, it's all lies. It's all lies. But there is a card where he sent her, wishing her well. And there is a receipt for the payment of the cost of the termination, and a check from him written out by him. And he's saying it's all lies. It's all... It beggars belief. That's why I said these people, they are not politicians. They are saboteurs. This is just sabotage now. It's just political sabotage. If you can sit there and there is a receipt, for what happened, and you're saying it's just made up lies, and then anyway. So, I want to test you, so I'll pull some cards. So what's the main thing here is what's the future of his campaign, and will he get elected in Georgia? That's what I want to ask. And as you shuffle, I'm going to have a few click-throughs. So thank you so much, Linda, for that.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's a Republican. Yes.
Yeah, he's a Republican. Yeah. He's what does Linda G call them? She calls them the repubes, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I mean, I think that's too much of a compliment, because it's more like roadkill, kind of dog hair. It's just incredible, incredible. So let's see, who else do we have? So Cheryl Simpson is here. Many of you. Just clicking up on some of the comments here. And my computer is a little bit faster now because I cleared the disk. The disk was completely gummed up. So and I feel a lot better now. Hi from New Zealand. Thank you, Connie Hassan. Thank you. Wow.
Hmm.
Ooh, someone's asking about the painting behind you, Kevin.
Oh, the painting. I'll give it a better. It's one of my angel paintings.
Ah,
I've got a couple of them. Isn't it beautiful? Mm-hmm. Actually, it lived in England for quite some time.
Oh, really?
It did.
Herschel Walker and his campaign. Oh, in fact, no, I need to use my black and white cards for this. Let me just find my other deck. My black and white deck. It's the one we use for the slightly sketchy characters. Make sure the cards are the right way. Gosh. It's amazing. It doesn't matter how many times I straighten up my cards, always get reversals that just come in. Oh, another donation. Oh,
thanks,
Edie. Thank you so much, Edie. So, Kevin, what do you have? What's coming up?
Well, I hesitate, but it's like just one of those things. And so I've got this deck. It's a time oracle deck, and there's one yes, one no, and then all of these various lengths of time. And if I understand the answer correctly, I did, and I heard yes, and I was like,
yes.
I did, yeah. And I mean, the other card that I got was the contract card. So it's almost like, and I know this this almost hurts to actually say this, but I think in some of the twistedness and the how absurd it is, it actually does in some way. Because another one of the cards that I got was strength. So for the people that follow that craziness, it can actually, you know what I'm saying? It can actually build it. So I'm hearing yes.
Wow.
Please tell me you got the opposite.
There's some dicey cards here. Do you have anything else to add to that, or do you want?
I'm good for now.
So get ready for this one. Now, everyone knows when they're watching me, I tend to, for some reason, I get the most bombastic cards. Yeah, it's always dramatic cards that I get. So anyway, maybe it's the Atlantic Ocean adding something. So straight off, what I get in terms of the question, what did I ask? I said, what's the future of his campaign, and will he get elected in Georgia? Yeah. So it was even Fox News questioning Hannity on Fox News. Well, I don't even call it Fox News. I call it Foxtrot. Yeah, Foxtrot, because it's not news, and they're not even registered as a news company. Believe it or not, they're an entertainment company, bona fide. Anyway, the card I get, look at this. I get the 10 of Swords. Yeah, but I get the 10 of Swords reversed.
In reverse.
Now, this is actually quite complicated. The 10 of Swords, whichever way you turn it, is never the greatest card. When it's the right way up, when it's the right way up, this can speak about betrayal. Yeah, quite literally, you can see he's stabbed in the back and he's dead. Yeah, it's all over. But they say when it's reversed, then that can sometimes refer to the swords falling out. Yeah, as if that person is healing. So I find this quite interesting that this is the first card to kind of set up the context of the whole reading, because could this be that due to betrayals in the past that have happened in Georgia, particularly with Stacey Abrams and stuff like that, who basically got cheated out of the first one, is this a healing that is coming? Or does it mean it's a defeat for Herschel Walker and then therefore Georgia's healing? Or is it a case of that he will recover from this setback? Ooh, yeah, it's a bit tricky. If we look at the next card, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is a slow-moving card, yeah? However, one of the other interpretations for this card is the Mercenary. Now, isn't it interesting? Because I describe these people as what? Saboteurs. Yeah. So when we look here, it's almost like when I tune in, it's almost like Herschel Walker is a saboteur for Georgia. Yeah. He's the mercenary that has been put in place to kind of upend things, because everyone knows he's a totally inappropriate candidate and he's just come out with some BS that's absolutely extraordinary. So I think the cards are listening in. So I think this is actually how he's feeling about his campaign. I think he feels betrayed and stabbed in the back because old things from the past come back. Yeah, he's the mercenary. I think he's going to try and go to smoother waters. Yeah, 6 of Swords. Yeah. However, it may be tricky because the next card that comes out is the 5 of Swords, which talks about an abuse of power. His son has been calling him out, on national TV, literally cussing out his dad, saying, "How dare you? You paid for this while you were cheating," and etc., saying that you're an upstanding Christian man. when in reality you've been going around cheating and paying for abortions. Yeah. So this is talking about, look, an abuse of power. And then we get the Knight of Wands. Now, this could be how Herschel Walker is actually responding to the situation, trying to respond with passion and gusto. Vehement denials is like, it's all lies. Look, literally, there's receipts. It's like, I can't even think of a proper analogy for it, but there are receipts for this and a signed card from him. I mean, it doesn't get any more incriminating than that. But let's hope that this Knight of Wands, which is about passion, moving forward with energy and gusto, let's hope that this enlivens the people of Georgia to get out and vote and get rid of this so-and-so. So I'm going to say, I think it could have really damaged his campaign. I still think it's going to be close, but I hope that this may tip it for the Democrats. But we have to see. If Georgia's a bit political, I think is a fair word to
Interesting.
say.
This doesn't feel, well, yeah, it just feels like it's not his first offense. Like, I feel like it's not unfamiliar. So I don't know his history, but it feels like there's something that it's like he's on the repeat cycle of this. So yeah, let's lean towards what this will do will give the strength in opposition to actually oust him. So yeah, here's hoping.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Let's dive into our first question. I've just seen one come in here. And this is from Beatrice Moreno. And we'll end with a political question at the end of the show. At the end of the show, we're going to talk about Russia. Yeah. Well, Putinesca. That's who we're going to be talking about. So here, Beatrice Moreno is wondering why I have a repeated dream driving in reverse brakes don't work. So maybe let's flesh that out a bit. So obviously having a repeated dream of driving a car in reverse with the brakes on, or the reverse. Now, what did she say? Wondering why I have a repeated dream, that part, driving in reverse, brakes don't work. Oh, so she's driving in reverse and she can't stop herself.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on that? And I'm going to pull some tarot. Beatrice, let's click that question up.
I mean, right out of the gate, I would wonder if there's a parallel in your life where you could apply that in your life, where that feels like getting a bit of a hit around relationship, but if there is some parallel in life where you have that same kind of feeling. Yeah. Okay. That's so interesting. Because I pulled a card and I didn't look at it yet, but it's about standing your ground. And so it does feel relationship around that, where despite being in the driver's seat or what that might look like, you being able to put the brakes on. I'll get more info. I'd be curious if you understand that.
Are you pulling some more cards? Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, but you go ahead if you want to.
All right. This is quite interesting. All right. I love these cold reads, yeah, because you just got to go in there. So let's make sure I've got the name right. Beatrice. Oh, has something come up for you? Okay, I'll read and then add that bit extra. All right, so Beatrice, like the card that I get that first comes up, look, it's the Four of Pentacles. So in many ways, this is symbolizing the reading. So if you look here, what's this all about? This is about conservation. You can see that person is holding tightly onto their coins. So it can mean like budget or being very aware of one's income and outgoings, not wanting to overdo it or wanting to preserve a position in some way, or try and literally put the brakes on, which is what she's struggling to do. So I think my cards are picking up on what you were saying, Kevin. So there is, if you're having this repeated dream where you're reversing. So of course you feel like you're going backwards and you can't put on the brakes. If we just interpret that in the most simple way, there can be a sense of not feeling fully in control of one's life, a sense of that your fortunes are reversing. And this card would suggest you trying to stop that, putting your energy, trying to block that. However, when we look in the obstacle position, what do we have here? The Tower. Oh, now we know the Tower can deal with what? Sudden transformations, things that are out of our control. So when we look here, we can see someone trying to control a situation, Four of Pentacles, possibly financial, but the obstacle is there's an element here where things are almost taken out of Beatrice's hands, or there's something that's happened in the past that's led to you wanting to try and control things. However, look, there's some positives here. We have the Sun come out. So look here already, we've got two major arcana in a 5-card spread. So the Sun is all about what? Illumination, clarity. So maybe now there is illumination on this situation where the way forward has become clear of what needs to be done. Especially as we see the next card here is the 3 of Pentacles. So you see here, out of a 5-card spread, we've got 2 Pentacles. So this is probably something to do with finances, values, you know, stuff like that. You know, resources. The 3 of Pentacles is about collaboration, working with others. So it seems like there's been some insight where there might be an opportunity for Beatrice that's either coming or arrived already, where she can collaborate with others to maybe solve these problems. And then as the outcome card, very positive, Ace of Wands, which talks about fresh new starts. Wands are about fire and about passion, and this can even be about entrepreneurialism as well. Maybe kind of starting a new business or some kind of new initiative, or maybe even starting a new job of some kind or something like that. But to answer the dream in general, what it seems to me is that there's a situation where you felt like you've been out of control for a while and you're trying to literally put the brakes on to pivot and change direction. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Beatrice.
I think it's wonderful.
Anything?
I didn't. I was watching. I didn't see them comment, but I'll just echo what you were saying. Just going back to that place of empowerment and power, and you actually being in the driver's seat, and in that the part about it recurring is the nudge from spirit. So the intuitive nudge that working with spirit, and I mean, the cards couldn't be more clear, just the dream talk. So spirit's really aware of what the situation is. And there's that aspect of self-sabotage. So you being responsible and taking the responsibility to make a choice around the outcome. And in that, there is like, I can't remember what card it was, something, the New Beginnings card that you pulled, Hogarth. I can't remember what the actual, yeah, it was just to echo that. Yeah, the Ace of Wands. So the energy of that. Yeah, exactly. And then just the feeling of other people in this equation, you just stepping into the newness of this opportunity, if you will, and you have that power. So yeah, that feels real good.
Excellent.
There you go, Beatrice.
Here we are. And then just click up here, Linda G.
Aww.
In the house.
I think I did read, Linda G predicted that he will not be reelected. I did see that in the chat.
It's kind of like in because you know the cards that I got, they were very challenging cards for him, because it's almost like even if he were to win it would probably be another scandal or something like that, because the first card was the 10 of Swords, so that's just a no, like straight off the bat. And it's going to be very hard, even by Republican standards, to wiggle out of this one, because there's a card, there's a receipt, you know, there's a signed check. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of ludicrous what they're doing here. Right, next question that that's coming here. This is coming from Cheryl Simpson. This is an interesting one. Will there be new inventions in the future to help rescue people? And she says, in the future, 2-man drone ambulance service.
Wow.
So basically, yeah, Cheryl's asking, will there be new kind of innovations in the future in regards to people rescue? I find that quite interesting.
That's a very interesting question.
And I just wanted to ask you, Kevin, is it possible that you can adjust your camera a bit so your head is higher? So then when I click on the comments, you don't get your neck chopped off. There we are. Perfect. Lovely. There we are.
Now am I too high?
Just when I click up, we're losing your chin, Oh, we've got almost 300 people with us joining.
Welcome, everybody.
Honestly,
and thank you for having me back. This has been wonderful. I look forward to it. We'll maybe have to adjust the time so that
pleasure.
We'll figure out the time.
Oh, I just had 3 cards flip in turn. That's a bit weird. Very interesting what happened there. Okay, I'll pull 3 more. I just had 2 cards flip inside and I've just picked them out. A little bit more future innovations. Rescuing people. And I've got a question on my own, actually, that's just come into my head about Florida. It'd be nice to filter Florida through your psychic talents, Kevin.
Sure. I'm getting a sense of caution, like proceed with caution around this. So I'm curious what that.
Do you want me to go?
Sure.
I can go on this one. Give it a bit of time. Right, interesting cards. Very interesting, because it's an interesting question in of itself anyway. So again, we'll just click up here. Will there be new inventions in the future to basically help rescue people, like drones and stuff to collect people up, everything like that? Now, if we look here, look at this. I get the Magician, Major Arcana. Now, this is a card of power, essentially, or at least it is a card of asserting one's will. It's also a card of using everything at one's disposal. And you see the gesture that he's making, which is, it means as above, so below. So literally, this, I like this card because, of course, it speaks a lot about, astrology and the like, and wizardry and all those bits and bobs. And it's funny that she mentioned drones because, of course, drones come from the air. Coming down to collect people. Yeah, coming down to collect people. So in some ways, this shows that spirit's listening to the question in of itself. However, if we look in the obstacle position here, we've got the 4 of Cups. And the 4 of Cups is basically not liking the choices that are on offer. So this could have a double reference. This could be referring to people that have been in need in the past and have been dissatisfied by the response of the emergency services, yeah, when the state or local authorities try to exert their power. Yeah, this is not liking options on the table. But this could also be as well, could it be that responders want to respond in a more satisfactory kind of way where they themselves don't feel like they're doing as well? Now, slight tangent here for me. I understand it. When you're in the United States, you get charged for needing an ambulance. Yeah. So say like you're crossing the road, minding your own business. Maybe you're looking on your phone. You probably shouldn't be looking on your phone, and you get run over. Yeah. The ambulance comes and picks you up and you get charged. I think it's like $3,000 or something. I think it's more. Anyway, in the UK, I don't know if it's like in Canada, but if you are run over by someone or a train or something like that, it's not considered your fault. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. The ambulance is free. You don't have to pay for it. Anyway, I think there's a little bit of that coming through, particularly when we look at the next card here. So you can see people are dissatisfied. People are worried, maybe with the medical service received. And also as well, what happens is you sprain your ankle or something like that, or say like worse, you have to call an Uber. Why? Because people are worried about the bill that will come, the medical bills that are bankrupting people. Here we've got the Page of Cups, which can talk about unpleasant messages and stuff like that. But I call it stinky fish. Yeah. So stinky fish has come up here. So really, I think this is talking about people's wider dissatisfaction with how the emergency services are treating people. Yeah. They're not getting a good service. And it's leaving people feeling what? Embattled. Yeah. This is the guy. Look, he's literally, isn't it interesting that he's bandaged? You know, and I was talking about people being run over or, you know, facing adversity. So it's almost like stuff happens to people and they come out more embattled than ever because they have these huge bills, which gives them sleepless nights and stuff like that. Yeah. But going back to the original question, will there be innovation? Yes, there could be innovation, but it may not be to the satisfaction of most people because of this turning up in the obstacle card and the outcome card being not that, the outcome card being the 9 of Wands. So that's my 6 pence worth. What do you have, Kevin?
Yeah, like the Magician, so this is the gathering around card. So it's about the power of community. So I think it's a conversation. I think there's aspects of it that they're currently working on, but they're also looking at, I mean, obviously a sense of protection for people, but there is some strong difficulties that would emerge from doing such. So it's not unlikely. The more I tune into it, it's not unlikely. However, I think there would be, I don't feel like it's in the near future. I feel like this is like more than 5 years away, but that's the feeling in this moment that I get. So yeah. I heard 10 years, but yeah, I mean, it's a slight possibility.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. It's, you know, healthcare is one of the most, as we know, we have an NHS over here, which is basically being attacked from all sides because people want to completely sell it off and exploit it. And obviously we've got this Tory government who are just shameless when it comes to these things. But it gives people a very strong sense of security because when bad stuff happens, like if we get sick or some people have had long COVID or they have an accident at work or they have a crash or something like that, it can literally turn people's lives into an absolute tailspin. And I think the USA is one of the few developed countries not to have universal healthcare. And it's really time that changed. It really time it changed.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Linda Bishop saying, I live in Texas. Reds are going to go. Mine's goodness. Okay, so this is, again, political. If anyone's got any personal questions as well, dreams and stuff like that, we will end with politics. But on Wednesdays, we like to find out what's going on with people. These should just run for public. What's this? Anything that's on your mind, Kevin, in Canada or anything like that, as I scroll through the comments?
What was your question about the Florida? Because I feel like that was important. Or what was there something about? Yeah. That's what I just heard.
Yes. Okay, cool. So we'll ask Florida and then we'll do Benjamin R afterwards. So please can I have a piece of advice or message from my spirit while I'm here. But Florida. Now, isn't it interesting that your guys said almost basically to remind me? As you will know from the news, now look, everyone who watches my channel knows I had a dream about this. June solstice, 22nd of June this year, I had a massive dream about Donald Trump and Mar-a-Lago being flattened to the ground and there being a storm and all this kind of stuff. I dreamt of two women. One was brunette, one was blonde. Turns out it was Cassidy Hutchinson and the other one was Sarah Matthews, But part of the dream was I saw this huge storm. People can just check it out for themselves, where I saw like a big storm coming, tornadoes, and then an earthquake, and then basically Mar-a-Lago falling into the ground. And I found it interesting that I dreamt about Mar-a-Lago at the time, whereas we know that Trump has got lots of property, but this one was specific to Mar-a-Lago. And I mentioned it, and I'm so glad that I did. Basically, everything in that dream has come true. Now, what it means is that on a certain level, Trump is done. It means he cannot get out of the situation that he's in. That's what really that was symbolizing. But that dream was also talking about a literal storm as well, which has just happened. So what was going to be my question about Florida? Here we are. Will it be the case that certain parts of Florida may become uninhabitable?
Oh.
That's just come to me now. Yeah, let's read on that, because if you get storms like this every year, you're done. Yeah, like you're done. Like it's matchsticks out there. There's like a year or even 2 years, 3 years, 5 years is not enough time to recover. So if they come every year or every other year, so will parts of Florida's coastline become uninhabitable? Sorry if you guys live in Florida, anyone watching this, but we have to ask, because these storms are just ginormous now, ginormous. And I see one coming for Texas. I've been saying it for a while, but I do see them getting a whopper or a huge one in the Gulf of Mexico, something like that. And it could decide the race in Texas as well, some kind of event. Not past Florida, uninhabitable. Come down. Ooh. Oh God, stinky fish again. Wow. All right, do you want me to go?
Sure.
Very interesting. Very interesting. This is going to be decided in the courts and legal matters. Legal matters. Oh, and we've just got another question coming about someone's novel as well. That's quite interesting. All right, why? The card that I get to symbolize the reading, look at that. It's the water element. Cups all about water, emotions, relationships. Look, it's the Six of Cups here. The Six of Cups is all about nostalgia. Yeah, about nostalgia. How things used to be in the good old days. Yeah. So there is still this prevalent attitude, or maybe attitude is not the right word. Let's just say it's in the zeitgeist of Floridians of hoping or reminiscing about how things used to be. Yeah. When you could actually ride out a tropical storm with a few tequilas and, a bit of Destiny's Child playing in the background. Do you know what I mean? But now the storms are huge. So this is saying, look, people longing to kind of go back to the past or remembering how it used to be. When you'd have a category 1, it would still be strong, but most of the time it was tropical storms. Now we're getting cat 4s and 5s ripping through. In the obstacle position, look at this. Water again, more cups. Yeah, so we know these are big water events. And look, stinky fish. Messages that we don't like. So what this suggests to me is that the days of the past are gone. It's over. Yeah, climate change. There's going to be more such events like this, more rude and unpleasant surprises. People don't like the situation. So look, this could be a Ron DeSantis, yeah, who's basically torn between going cap in hand to the state, Biden and support and stuff like that. But this is also a real conundrum for people that live in Florida. They don't like the options. Florida, when it's not storming all the time, is a wonderful tropical environment in which to live in. That's why so many people go there to retire, because it's warm, it's good for your arthritis, you can swim in the sea, and there's many virtues to living there. you know, some are dodgy, but anyway, they're not liking the options. And I'm just going to pull out the last two cards, because here we've got swords again. Queen of Swords, King of Swords. Swords are all about the element of air. They're about mentality, but they have a lot to do with legalese, especially these two. And I think what's going to happen is that insurance firms and people that deal, lawyers and the like, people that do land assessments, these are like, these cards are all about judgment. Yeah, judgment, scrutiny, sharp decisions. I think what's going to happen is a certain amount of companies are going to render certain areas of Florida uninsurable. And it's going to be almost like it's going to be at your own risk. Yeah. So people aren't going to like those options. That's what I'm getting, because we can't turn.
It's so interesting. They're not just they're not just showing Florida. They're lighting up different, not just Florida. And I don't know the geography that specifically, but it's just not isolated there. I instantly did hear, yes, they're also showing, I'm in Canada, but on the opposite coast. So the east coast of Canada, the same thing, where people will just live there at such a high risk, or it won't be, they won't be able to insure them. So people will just be, you know, pushed out of the area. It's interesting that I pulled a few cards. One of them was the yes card, within 3 years. And then just the duality of the ocean and then going inward into the forest. So I do see it changing. Wow. I see it changing, and it's not just, it's just not that one area is what they're saying. So interesting.
Yeah. Florida climate change. I'll just put that in here just so when I put the blurb up after the show. Yeah, sorry folks, so we wish that we could give you more positive news on that, but the cards and spirit is speaking clearly. Climate change is not going to be reversed overnight. It took us, what, 200 years or 100 years to get here. It's not, you know, this ain't going to change, you know, overnight. So here, so we've got two questions lined up back to back. First one from Benjamin, and is asking, can I please have a piece of advice or message from spirit of why I am here? Lol. So that is Benjamin. All right, I'm going to pull. See what we get. Normally, I just look at people's charts for this, and it becomes immediately obvious why they're here on planet Earth. So when I chart, it's a very easy question to answer, but just try and do it right.
I mean, the simple, maybe not so simple answer to it is that you're here to have experiences, and what those look like. You know, we're in participation. We're actually really in a place where we can be in the creation of what our life looks like. So by the choices that you make, it's a great thing. We all have free will. And so in that, bottom line is we're here to have experiences. So, I mean, that's exciting in itself. But let's look a little closer.
Very true.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm seeing, I'll just go with it because they're just showing me lots of fives around you. Was it Ben or Benjamin?
Benjamin, I think it was.
Benjamin. Lots of fives around you. So I know that there's a lot of change that's going on in your life right now. And I pulled the new beginnings card. So Spirit is acknowledging all of the changes. And it goes back to that ability to be in decision and be in the choice of those changes. And it's that perspective switch they're saying of it's not happening to us, it's happening for us, which is a really great way of stepping into things in a really positive way. So the next card, just the preparation. So the acknowledgement of the work that you've done and that you'll continue to do, things will continue to come to fruition. So in the planning that you've done, just feels like the energy of a bit of the waiting game, and now things are going to unfold in the direction that you were kind of working towards. So that's what I'm getting for you.
Very interesting. My cards are actually saying something similar.
Imagine that.
It's really quite an interesting question. So here with Benjamin, yeah, I'll just make sure. Yeah, it was Benjamin Arts. So the card that I get symbolizing the reading. Look at this. It's 10 of Wands. Yeah. So this is about feeling what? Burdened, overworked, yeah, stressed out, all of that kind of stuff. So Benjamin, you're obviously working hard on something. This could be the day job that you're either in and you might desperately want to leave, or it could be a sense of responsibilities, just feeling that you've got an awful lot on your plate right now and you're just like, yeah, feeling a bit tired of this. Why am I here? What's my purpose? I just feel like I'm just grafting and working all the time. That's what that says. In the opposition position, look, you get the 3 of Cups. And you might be thinking, oh, but this is quite a positive card. You know, it's all about parties and relaxation and stuff like that. But in many ways, it makes perfect sense. It means he's not having those things. Yeah. Why? Because you're having to work so hard. He doesn't feel like he can relax, have a good time, moments to breathe. And really, when you see this kind of combination, a person's just like, I just feel like I'm working all the time. Where's the fun? Where's the relaxation? You know, where's the champagne? So here, looks like he's got ideas about things. Yeah, Page of Swords, because again, swords are about intellect. Page of Swords can also be about protest as well. It's sometimes known as a spy in the camp, but it can be a rambunctious energy. There's a word for you, rambunctious. So it looks like Benjamin's ready for some change. Yeah, he's going to get out there, start swishing the sword around and trying to kind of free himself a little bit. Why? Because he wants a better future for himself. Yeah, and potentially his family. If this person is the family person, this could represent that. This is to do with wish fulfillment, having a better life. You can see it's all sunny, the kids are playing and stuff like that. So this suggests this is the goal. Yeah, this is something that Benjamin really wants. And he's now at this stage. We've got 2 of Wands here. And again, Wands are about what? Passion, initiation. So the reading started with the 10 of Wands and ends. It started with the 10s, ended with the 2s. And if you look, he's prospecting. Do you see? He's got the globe in his hands. So this shows that Benjamin is assessing his options. And in terms of why we're here, it's just like Kevin said. We are here for experiences. Sometimes those experiences can be what? Hard work and graft and figuring out a way to get out of it. So you can consider this stressful time in your life almost as a soul's test of your resolve. Yeah, you're being tested. And that's making you think about what you really want. What makes you happy? Yeah, what makes you happy? And how you're going to focus on achieving your goals, but you're going to have to use your wit, yeah, your intelligence. Swords are all about intellect, but particularly this card as well. And then this is about prospecting and trying new things. So look, Earth School is a test, but it seems you've got the wit, the imagination. Put one foot in front of the other and use your brain skills to get yourself out of the situation. There we are.
Yeah, I did hear one more little piece in it. Actually, it's perfect because it echoes off of what you were saying. Was where you're at in your life is that life review, and that's a really great place to be in because you get to be in decision. And they're speaking of work, Hogarth. There's the transition, the career transition, which sometimes that's not necessarily a change of job, but just the acknowledgement around how much time you actually do the job that you're doing can be that interpretation as well. So, and I have to say this because I'm feeling if I don't, I'm just being so prompted. There's a fatherly, and I say fatherly, so it's either dad or grandfather around you with the significance around the month of December, and I'm hearing the D name. So just a little opportunity to make just a little connection there. I don't see him in the chat, but if you would understand that if you're watching this later, there's just a hello there for you. So yeah. Wow. It came on really strong. And so I would not acknowledging it is not an option. So there you go.
Go with it. Absolutely. So we'll do one more question before we focus on puttanesca. And do you know what puttanesca means in Italian, Kevin? I just wanted to see if you knew. Are you familiar? It's a type of sauce, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, vodka. No,
no,
vodka.
It's so sweet
okay.
and innocent.
Then I guess
it means slut sauce. By the way, that's what
oh,
it means, so.
okay. I'll write that one down.
that's literally what it means, and that's my little nickname for you know who, the gargoyle that is
that's
has invaded Ukraine. So here, this is coming from Connie D. So can you give us some predictions about my novel? It's real close to being published and ready for the publisher. Thanks so much, Hogarth Global Astrology. Oh, that's quite a juicy one, Connie B. Quite high stakes, that, isn't it? What can we tell Connie about her novel before we move on to the Goblin of Russia? Let's see. Connie B's novel. Connie B's novel. Well, first of all, congratulations, Connie B, on completing your novel and having it close to publication. That's a big achievement in and of itself. My brother's actually got a book coming out quite soon. In October. It's an autobiography about his tumultuous life. He's a wonderful guy, but my God, he's, especially his younger years, he really went through some experiences.
Wow. Connie, is it delayed until the new year? Or maybe I shouldn't say delayed, but is it being published? Will it come out in the new year? I'm just curious.
Let's see. I don't think I'm scrolled enough down in the chat to be able to see her response.
I'll watch for it.
Let's have a look. Let's see what she's got.
I'm just going to tell you, Connie, what I see is I see you actually standing at a podium and you're receiving recognition. I'm going to say award. And so people are there. It's like, I don't see you signing the books. It feels like, and I'm not to say that that won't happen as well, but this specific, yeah, you're receiving an award. It will actually receive an award, Connie. The book is what they're saying. And you're, yeah, that's what they're saying.
Very exciting. Anything else to add to that, Kevin? Any more impressions? Or
I just want to know about the date. Is it big? Because I feel like it might be in the new year.
We'll have to see. Connie, if you could let us know the date, that would be great. All right. I will read my cards. This is, again, quite complicated. Quite complicated. So if we look here, I get the King of Pentacles. Yeah, King of Pentacles. What's King of Pentacles traditionally about? It can deal with a successful man or a successful person or even an institution. Yeah, that has made his own money, become successful and stable, and has got everything that's required. I have a feeling this might be the publisher. I'm going to interpret it that way. That would seem like to me to be the publisher. Yeah. But look, the obstacle card, what do we get? The devil. Oh, yeah. So there's something going on here where I feel like, now, of course, maybe, Connie, don't direct your publisher to this recording once it's done. There is a sense of unease here. Now, I get the sense that Connie might be a bit worried. There's something in the process that she might be worried about in regards to what? The publisher, or maybe even a specific person who is maybe a publisher representative or something like that, who could be male. Yeah, because this is the King of Pentacles, and this person could have a lot of influence and a lot of power. Yeah, so there's something unease here. So what is the Devil card is all about? The Devil card can talk about addictions, but it can talk about feeling chained in some way. Yeah, so who is Connie potentially feeling chained to? Or is this a contract that you may not be 100% happy with? or something like that, or maybe feeling obligated in some way, or maybe having to do some tasks or chores that maybe she didn't expect and is not such a fan of. Yeah, because I mean, the devil card is the devil card. Yeah, if it comes up, it comes up. Next card here, we've got the Queen of Cups. And this could represent Connie herself, yeah, because the Queen of Cups is what? A creative person, yeah? So when you see King of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the person, this often refers to the person asking the question, which shows a creative, intuitive person, someone who might even have some psychic gifts. However, the Queen of Cups has always got literally a cup where she's got a lid on her secrets. So when you look at the Queen of Cups next to this card here, there might be some concerns that Connie has, but she's keeping stum, yeah? And is probably hoping best, yeah? Because look, the lid is on, yeah? The lid is on. Next card, Major Arcana, the Hierophant. This could also speak more about maybe the publishing world in general, because the Hierophant normally speaks about government, but it also speaks about traditions as well. Rules, regulations, traditions, certain ways of doing things. And publishers are well known for this. They're very traditional. Even if they're publishing esoteric books, there's certain norms and stuff like that. So in some ways, I think this is the industry. She's probably wondering how her book will be received in the industry, yeah, and the wider world. But look at the outcome card. Ooh. This is very positive. Why? Because it talks about emancipation and will and power. So this is about Connie using all of the skills that she has at her disposal to make this a success. It could be that the issues or concerns that she's had about in the past, she probably overcome them. Yeah, because this is a very powerful card and she's had it as the outcome card. So this is about emancipation, taking matters into your own hands, using your skills and resources to get the desired outcome that you want. And it's showing that you can have it. So you may have some concerns, Connie, but I would say that's a pretty positive card to end on. So could end up good.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Can I add one more thing? Yeah. Just in the energy of like the, when you were talking about the publisher and the devil card, Connie, just be aware of, there's just an energy around, like, it's almost like they play the bluff of they're going to close the door or end the deal when things become a little more successful with the launch of the book. They're saying be aware of two specific parts. One, the creation of an audio version. They're going to try to get somebody that you either have to do it yourself or you have to really resonate with the one who will do the audio version. And then the other part is in the translation. They're talking about, because it feels like it will go across the globe, and in the translation, it will be misinterpreted. So I don't know. They're just saying be aware of that it might not be, just not to be lost in translation. So turning it into another language, although that might sound appealing on one end, be cautious that it doesn't lose the translation is what they're saying. So just two little hits around that. Wow. So let us know, Connie.
Wow. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so let's talk about Putineska. Yeah, Putineska. They're in Russia. And it's so funny. Look at the card. Oh, no, it wasn't this one. Where was the card that fell out? Here. I literally did a quick shuffle of the pack and this card fell out. Seven of Swords, which is what? Trying to get away with something and very associated with Russia. How funny that card should just fall out. So you can see, and then the next card as well that I got here was Illusions and Delusions. So I think that it's almost as if Spirit has answered the question already. But what I want to ask you, just to put through your psychic filter, Kevin. So what's Putin's future? Yeah, his army is fleeing. Many, they're in retreat. Many of them are saying that the war is going badly. The bloggers are getting stuck in, saying this is not good. Even state media is now starting to kind of relay bad news. Also, as well, many men of fighting age have also fled the country. People are saying up to 200,000 have left, yeah, because they didn't want to be drafted. So, and he's also feeling his friends and allies are sort of drawing back a little bit. So here. So what I've put here, what is the outcome? Will he be pushing the button, or will he be ended by his own people? How about that? So will just push the button, or will his own people do something? Let's just put it that way without being too explicit. Let me shuffle in these cards as well. Interesting that they came. Putinesca. Putinesca. Goblin. What's going on with the goblin? I said astrologically as well to people, I've been saying this for months now, I said it will get worse and worse for him. The eclipses and November in particular. This eclipse could decide a lot. This solar eclipse on the 25th of October could decide a lot for him. So it's happening in his body, in his persona, his public image, quite literally.
Time frame.
Actually, let me just use, I should be using mine. Use my black cards for this. Putinesca. What's going on with Putinesca?
Wow.
What's going on with Putinesca? What's going on with what do you have?
I mean, I've tuned into this before, and it feels like it's the same energy for me in this moment where, their own people are starting to see just their priority change, where it's giving them more and more courage. And it is, I mean, the truth is coming out. So in that, it feels like I do feel like things imploding, and it sometimes feels like it's his own health that will take him out. But there is also a strong, and this feels actually more, okay, so yeah, so this, yes, about what I'm going to say in just one sec, and it's within 6 months.
Wow.
Oh, it's so interesting. I just took a deep breath, and it's the first breath. So I feel the energy of that is that the likelihood of someone taking his life, and this is for entertainment purposes only, but someone taking his life before he runs out of time on his own is increasing. I feel like that's actually going to happen before, because I don't think he's well. He just doesn't feel well. And I try not to spend much time tuning into that energy. It's so heavy and but I think that it's really increasing. And so the end is near for him. The end is near.
That's what I was thinking as well, because the astrology also backs it up. Because according to Vedic astrology, now there's no exact time for Putin, but I find this chart works so well. His rising sign is Libra. Yeah. In Western, they have him as a Scorpio. It's actually Libra. And these eclipses are happening in the Aries Libra axis. That means this solar eclipse that is coming up on the 25th of October is happening in his body. The sun represents leaders, global leaders, and the sun is debilitated in the sign of Libra in the first 10 degrees, according to Vedic astrology. This eclipse is happening at 7 degrees of sidereal Libra. So this means a leader of some kind will have an ending. You know, it could skip Putin, it could go on to someone else, but someone, and I've said it before, someone's leadership is going to come to an end. And then also as well, I predicted last year, looking at November of this year, and it's looking very dicey for Putin. Also as well, the eclipse energy happens a month before and a month after. So it's 25th October, but this started 25th of September. Things really started to go south. So I don't think he's got much time either. It's either a push the button thing and hopefully nothing happens, or there's a bit of lead head going on or something in the tea or something like that. Anyway,
that's so interesting that you say that, because I literally have like a splitting headache. Literally just before you said that, like 10 seconds before. Yeah.
Might be lead in the head. Definitely. Well, again, for entertainment purposes only. So I'll be quick because the hour has gone already. Look at this. Strength reversed. No explanation required. Putin is losing his strength. Yeah, look at that. I turn the cards around and look what happens. The reversal still comes. So here we are. Putin is literally losing his strength. Mentally, emotionally. We won't say spiritually because there's nothing spiritual there. It's just a black hole. But, you know, in terms of his power, his strength, if it was this way up, it would be different. No, it came out reversed, and we're talking about Putinesca. His obstacle, if we look here, Ace of Cups, look, the emotions are overflowing. He feels terrible about the situation. He's having to do things now that he didn't plan on doing. He knows that he's losing his strength, not only on the public stage, but also with people at home. The people at home are no longer happy. Yeah, this is normally about happiness, wish fulfillment, emotions overflowing, but it's turned up in the obstacle position. Everyone's talking now. We're not doing so well. We're not doing so well. Yeah. So now he's like, oh gosh, Four of Pentacles. How can I hold on? Yeah. This is also the card of what? Holding on, trying to maintain the status quo, not trying to lose too many resources. Yeah. He's trying to draft, hundreds of thousands of people, and a lot of them are left. Yeah, some of them have still gone forward, but they've not had proper training, no proper food, resources, and they're blogging about it. They're talking about how little that they have. You even have generals saying to new recruits, by the way, take your girlfriend's tampons and use them when you get bullet holes in your body. Can you believe it? Oh, and by the way, bring your own sleeping bag. I mean, come on. So we can see Putin is what? Strapped for cash. Yeah, this is when you're rummaging for money down the back of the sofa. He's trying to retain, he's annexed certain parts of Ukraine, and, they're already capturing that land. What's being exposed? Look, the smug merchant. Yeah, this is the Nine of Pentacles. This shows really Putin's attitude before going into this war. Oh, it's going to be easy. I'll just sit back and I'll conquer Ukraine in one day. Yeah, hasn't worked out that way at all. And now people are at home are starting to look at Putin and go, not sure about this guy. But look at the outcome card. He gets the star. Yeah. Now you would think, oh, this is a positive card. And in many ways it is a positive card, but this is also a card of what? Illumination, rejuvenation, resuscitation. I think once people are done with the smug merchant, because Russia is realizing what's going on, illumination is coming to Russia now. He no longer has full control over his propaganda agenda, and the truth is coming out, and it's going to be the end for him. That's how I'm going to put that. Anything to add before we sign off? Because we're well over the hour now.
It's good. Nope, that's a great place to end.
Perfect. So I just want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. Almost 400. It was 375, so that's nice. Great for Wednesday. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us and supporting the channel. And of course, if you want any of Kevin's information, I always put in the description below. Likewise, if you want a consultation with me or anything like that, that's in the description below as well. Sort of like October's pretty much booked out, but there's space in November. And I think that was a really cool show. So thank you, Kevin, for
You're welcome.
joining
Thank you.
Me. And of course, we will do this again at some point. Thank you for those psychic insights. Thank you for the questions and the donations as well. And we will call it a day there. And I will see you all soon. Tune in on Saturday, yeah, on the next Ogilvy. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. See you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.